Hi everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's so good to connect with everyone today. I wanted to jump on real quick before I went to an appointment and do a full moon energy reading. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into that. So this energy is just going to be. Oh, okay. Dropped all my cards. Hang on a second. So this is going to be full moon in Aries energy updates. Hope everyone's doing well. All right, full moon in Aries. Ooh, what we got here? Wow. 1 second. So we have the no thingness that flipped over. So I'm going to take this card into consideration, even though it didn't fall out, it flipped out. I think it's a good one to start on because it's like a blank slate. It's actually like the remembrance of realizing that you can start and manifest anything. Like it's taking that action, starting from square one, starting from the very beginning. It's having a blank slate. It's very fresh energy. It's the ability to see things from a different perspective, because you can either look at this and see nothing, or you can look at this and see the ability to create anything. So I think that's important to take into consideration with this new moon energy. Or I'm sorry, full moon energy. So there's definitely an unmasking that is taking place in this energy. It's like a reveal. And this can be energetic, it can be symbolic, it can be, yeah. It's a recognition of sorts. It's like taking off of a mask. So there's like a shift that's going to come where it's like being able to be one's true self, being able to share and extend that, going after the things that you like, goals that you have in mind. And then with the sharing card, it's having the abundance to share. So this is also talking about any energies that were at conflict with one another. There's an opportunity for this energy to shift, where it's going to move from conflict to peace and resolution. There might also be a strong emphasis on more feminine energy, like more maternal energies, because this is like a shift, because we have a masculine in this card and we have a feminine in this card, and it's like something's shifting, right? So it's between like this masculine energy and this feminine energy, where this feminine energy is coming forward. So like I said, anything that's been deceptive or argumentative or back and forth or centered around conflicts or disagreement, there's going to be an opportunity for that energy to shift forward into a more nurturing place, or into a more communicative place. There's something very strong with feminine energy stepping forward. And it could even be like in the sense of like, this is like leader energy, the way that I'm seeing this. So this is somebody who, it could even be like within a family structure, within a community structure, but this is like a maternal figure, or like a very nurturing figure represented by feminine energy that might step forward in some position. And through this comes a lot of nurturance, a lot of grace. It's transformation. So this kind of came out like kind of spinning a little bit. So that tells me that this energy is moving, it's shifting, it's changing. So this is in the process, in the works. There's a deep transformation that's taking place. There could be something like at this could be like at a more collective level too, where it's like we're going to see a shift. And it has to do with like the representation of masculine energy and feminine energy. And this feminine energy, however it chooses to come in, is going to bring a lot of transformation. It's going to bring a lot of healing. It's going to bring a lot of abundance. Because there's like a reveal where there might have been conflict or like deception. Because the politics card for me is it has a couple different meanings. So it's like truths being revealed, intentions being revealed, things being brought to the surface, the masks coming off, and then into this energy of sharing. This could even be community too. But in the sense of like a mask, it's more so of like identity. So this is like false mask, or like something being opened up, something being revealed about something. I know that that's kind of cryptic, but it's like I'm getting like bits and pieces of it, you know? So I gotta like piece it together. But it's like this feminine energy is bringing something to light, especially with this candle here. And this information, it's positive. But it's like the fall of something, the rise of another, in a sense. I don't know how else to explain that, but it's transformative. So there's like very scorpionic energy here, but there's also a lot of like earth energy as well. I also see like a shift with material where it's like there's going to be like less of an emphasis maybe on like material aspects of something and like more focus on what is essential. And there's like a need to kind of go with the flow here. Because again, this is like more at a higher level. So this is totally like out of control to the sense of like we can't interfere with all of this happening. Like, this is background energy that's coming in with this full moon. So we just have to kind of like go with the flow with it, right? Because it's very transformative. There's a lot of things coming to light. There's going to be a lot of things that are like revealed in a sense, but then this maternal feminine type of energy, however this is going to be represented, I don't even know if I said that right, but whatever, regardless. This energy is bringing in a lot of healing. So it almost gives me like this feeling of like there's going to be it's like a little bit of a rockiness to it, but then it's like smooth because this energy comes through and it's just very abundant. You have condition and guidance here, like conditioning and guidance. So this is definitely any type of like self-induced bondage or like anything that you've been feeling tied to. Again, it's like this lion trying to like fit in with all these sheep. So this gives me like a false mask type of persona where it's like not being true to oneself, not being authentic to oneself. So all of that is being, all that conditioning, all of that stuff, all those masks, all those hats that we wear, it's being transformed, it's being pushed out. Like that energy is being cleared. And so then with this guidance card that's coming in, this is being led. So this is a transformation that's totally being led and it's being guided. Where there might be a little bit of like hesitation, a little bit of uncertainty, but there's like this message of like, don't allow fear or don't allow anything like that to hinder your sight of like what you know is guided. I know that that might not make sense, but I know that that's very cryptic. Because sometimes when a lot's going on around us, we can sometimes like lose our grounding or like lose our footing a little bit. Because you know, like we ground ourselves and then things happen in life, and then you know we go to work or we come back or we got kids or you know we got stuff going on in our everyday life, so it's really easy to become ungrounded. Like it happens all the time, right? So during this like energy, it's kind of like a heads up of being like, hey, like remember to stay grounded during this, because there might be a lot that's going on around you that it's like, whoa, like what's happening here, like what is going on. There might be a lot on the collective scale where it's just you're seeing a lot of stuff happening, and it's like don't lose your footing, you know, remember to ground yourself, because this energy is going to come through and it's going to kind of come in like a wave. Because the way that I'm seeing it is like people are being guided as a collective to go through some type of transformation, and there's going to be like reveals or like you know things that come to surface, things that bring you know that bring up conditionings, that bring up limiting beliefs, or you know things that have kept us in certain structures. These things might be brought to the surface, and obviously as things like that happen, we as people, we're humans, right? We're having a human experience, so like we're going to feel emotions. So the important message is like to just stay grounded in this process of this transformation, because it's a transformative time for a grand collective of people. So this this energy of like nurturance and abundance and sharing is like stay open, you know, like stay, like keep your hearts like open, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how else to put that. It's like don't shut down, share, you know, if you feel like you need to reach out to somebody, reach out to somebody. If you know, if a friend calls you and you know they're having a moment, or you know they got something going on, it's like you know maybe take some time and you know share that energy with them, because there's a sense of like I'm seeing this card is almost like a guide here, especially with this guidance card. And so I feel like there's going to be like a shift of energy where again people are going to more people are going to come towards you, or like it's being able to share your energy with other people in a healthy way, but it's also acting as like a guide for some people too, because it's a time frame where there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of you know uncertainty, and so some people might experience like people coming to them for like more help or more assistance or a conversation of comfort. It's that emphasis on that community aspect of being like you might see a shift where if you are a person who, say for example, you work in a healing field or you work in social work or something, like you might have your friends calling you and they might be like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute, because you know like I'm feeling a little uneasy about this, or you know like a lot's going on and I don't really know how to digest it, or I don't know how to process this. And so as those conversations come up, it's having that mindset, or the ability within your heart space to hold space for another person, because your energy is actually like a guide. It's like a light for some people, and I hope that that makes sense. Because I feel like this energy has a lot of natural like wisdom. And so when I say that, it's like this energy, it's like that natural healing energy where it's like people just want to be around. It's like that loving maternal energy, that grandmother energy or that mother energy, that feeling that you get. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's very warm. And so as I'm reading this as if I'm reading that for the person listening to this. Is like your energy is being perceived as that light, that warmth. So people might be coming forward to you, and it's like your ancestors, your guides, whomever you source and connect with, you're going to feel that push or that need to kind of hold space, because there's a lot of things that are being undone in the sense of like conditionings. And so people, especially with like the sheep in the picture here, it's like a lot of people are going to kind of be like a little bit out of sorts, but it's because it's a transformative time. And so this shift is going to come in. So don't be afraid to share your energy, or to share that love, that nurturance. Have a meal with somebody, or, have a phone call with somebody, as you feel that you can, because we can't, exert all of our energy. We got to nurture ourselves too. But this is like a beautiful burst of energy that it's like the people who this will be impacting, like you're going to feel that support from spirit, where you'll be like, okay, I have the energy to do this. I have the energy that I can sit with so and so, or I can do this and not feel tired, or if that makes sense, right? So that's actually really beautiful energy to have coming in. And this is also taking action too, because Aries is all about like new cycles, new beginnings, and like taking action. So this is like a burst of beautiful energy that's like, it's like anything that is still being held onto, or anything that is still feeling restrictive, it's going to be released, and it's going to be worked through with a lot of support and a lot of grace in the process of it. So let's get some more energy for the full moon. This Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is, it's like you can get yourself out of the Eight of Swords energy, but it's like that mindset of like, I can't do it, or I'm not ready to do it, or I don't know if I should let this go. I don't know if I should, it's like that hesitation. It's a little like a touch of like self-sabotage in a way, because it can lead to that, because it's somebody being like all up in their head, or it's over this conditionings card. So with the Eight of Swords over the conditioning, that's what I feel. So there's still some energy that's lingering, but with the Eight of Swords, it tells me that it's more on the mental field. It's more in the mind. It's like maybe more centered around like limiting beliefs. That energy. But with that energy, it's positive to know that you can break out of this at any point. Like you can get out of the Eight of Swords. It's not holding you back in any way. So then we have the Knight of Cups. So if I want to look at this, if I want to look at this in the sense of like dealing with another person or a connection in any sense, this would be somebody breaking free of their own limiting beliefs and coming forward. There could be an apology attached to this, or this could just be like a gesture of affection or like emotion. But it's the Knight of Cups, so it's not like the King of Cups. This is the Knight of Cups. But this is somebody who could have been holding back for a long time, or like holding back for, I'm seeing like 8 months, like holding back their energy, like not making an offer, not going after something, or not allowing some type of emotional expression, however that fits. Because the Eight of Swords is, it's like holding yourself back a little bit, but then you have this Knight of Cups where it's like finally making a move forward. Finally coming forward. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and then you have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy here. You have the Two of Swords, and I actually picked it up reversed. So this is making a decision, or being reluctant to make a decision. This is also being at split mind with something. You have Justice here. Not wanting to make a decision, or not choosing to make a decision. Especially with the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords. Like, that's not wanting to see something, not wanting to act on something, not wanting to go after something, and then you have Justice here. So this is interesting. You have a Libra energy pretty strong. And Justice is sitting over transformation and sharing. So it's like there's, let me pull another card here and see where this is going. The Two of Swords being reversed is actually positive because it's coming out of that energy. Then you have the World and the Ten of Pence. So this is like recognizing that someone, like this is someone recognizing that they've been holding themselves back, and that their reluctancy to like make a decision is ultimately like what's holding them back. Because the Two of Swords is, you're in your head, you're making a decision. It can be a little turbulent inside. There can be a lot of emotions, especially with the Knight of Cups. It could be centering around emotions. It could be an apology attached to it in some way, shape, and form. But with the Knight of Cups sitting over top of the conditioning with the Eight of Swords behind it, this is somebody who is literally battling their own conditionings. And then with the politics card underneath of it, this is somebody who needs to learn to take off those masks. This is somebody who maybe has a hard time being their authentic selves, or they have a hard time expressing themselves, especially with the cup energy. So this would be somebody who definitely pulls back a lot. They hold back a lot. They don't express, or they don't like to express. It might make them feel uncomfortable. This person is going through a transformation, or they're about to go through a transformation. With the Two of Swords being reversed, I see this energy moving forward because you have Justice here. So it's like Justice is coming in to balance out the scales. There's a completion here with the World card, but then you have the Ten of Pence. So with this World card, this could be like recognizing that something needs to end, that chapter needs to end, that it doesn't make sense to like hold oneself back from their own happiness and stability. All they need to do is come forward or like make some type of gesture, and it's like somebody recognizing that they don't need to hold themselves back from what's meant to be theirs. So with this Ten of Pence being here with guidance, it's like this Knight of Cups is being guided in this direction here. There could be a feminine energy that's kind of bringing this in a little bit. This could be, I'm seeing this a couple different ways. Like this could be spirit, this could be an ancestor, this could be a mother energy, a grandmother energy, some type of maternal, loving, nurturing energy, whether it's in the physical realm or not. This energy is bringing this in somehow. So I don't know if this person just views the feminine as being very loving and very nurturing and very open and very abundant, or if this is an ancestor that's helped pushing this. Because I feel both. But this is also the acceptance of feminine energy too. So you could have been dealing with somebody who was very much well in their masculine energy and did not want to step into feminine energy, or did not want to go near feminine energy. because of their past conditionings, because of things that they've gone through in the past, whatever it might be. But then you have this Ten of Pentacles here, and it's like realizing with this Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords that they need to make a decision, because they can have this Ten of Pentacles with the world. They just have to stop this cycle of holding themselves back. Because the Eight of Swords it's completely self-induced. There's no bondage that's holding this person back. It's themselves. Like, they can break free at any point in time. They're tied to a sword and it's sharp, and they can cut that off of them and they can get on that horse and move forward. And so there's a recognition of that with the Two of Swords reversed, coming to conclusion of saying, okay, I need to make a decision. Okay, justice is here. This person's being offered something that can be very beautiful, or they have something in front of them that can be very beautiful. It's very guided. It's very transformative. Six of Cups. This is a very strong bond. Very strong connection. This is something that feeds a part of the soul. It feeds that innocent part of life, right? It feeds that playful part of life. This is strong memories too. So this could be an energy where two people know each other, or this is somebody coming back around from the past. Because this is also a communication card with me with the Six of Cups. There's usually communication involved with that. It's like very fond memories. So there's something that it's having very fond memories of, or like there's something that's like very nostalgic or fond or like close about this. Then you have the Tower. So if this person was being held back by anything in the past, it's not there anymore, or it's in the process of being worked out, especially with the Eight of Swords. It's self-induced. So this is somebody making a decision to let all of that go. So with the Tower and the Five of Swords reversed, this is somebody who might have had a little bit of like a power dynamic, or like a power struggle. Like some people call it like a little bit of that narcissism. Depends on how you want to describe it. This is the Five of Swords reversed is coming out of like argumentative energy, or like competitive energy of being like one-upping each other. Like, so for example, like if you were talking to somebody, that person could have been playing like that whole game where it's like, okay, I'm gonna text you, but then I'm gonna not text you for a little while, and then I'm gonna keep you at a distance, but then I'm gonna come back, and then I'm gonna keep you at a distance, and I'm gonna come back. It's like that power play type of thing that people do in like the dating scene for whatever reason. I don't know. I never understood that, but I just don't get it. It comes with this Five of Swords energy. That's how I perceive it whenever I see it. And in my own experiences, like with the Five of Swords energy. So this is an energy where they might have thought that it was like cool to be hard to get, or to play hard to get, but they ended up just like setting a trap for their, like, it's almost like this person set a trap and they caught their own foot in it. And it's like, okay, they ended up trying to play games, but they ended up playing games on themselves, because there was an energy here that's like not even like it's not even on the board, but I can feel the feminine energy. And like, this is an energy that's so loving, so nurturing. And it's like, why would you want to play games with that? So this person like might have recognized that, because it's like, I'm just seeing like somebody setting a trap and then walking in their own trap. And so it's like kind of one of those ironic situations where maybe somebody wasn't expecting to catch feelings, or maybe somebody wasn't expecting to, I don't know, maybe feel some type of way. But this is an energy that definitely held themselves back because of their own limiting beliefs or whatever they had going on in the past. But with the Tower coming in, that's a complete destruction of a foundation so that something new can come through. And I feel like what was destroyed with the Tower actually was this back and forth, like, I'm going to play games a little bit with the whole dating thing, anything like that, any type of petty energy where there wasn't consistency, there wasn't authenticity. it was a lack of communication, there was a lack of boundaries, all that stuff it's being knocked out with the tower because it wasn't a stable foundation to begin with. So whenever the tower comes in, it's always going to break down what's not stable. And with this energy being so back and forth and, holding themselves back and kind of putting their own foot in their mouth, so to speak, that is being completely wiped. Like that foundation's gone because they're being confronted, or they're being put in front of something that can lead to this 10 of pence they're being guided towards. But this transformation with the tower had to take out like any ounce of that, like, petty conversation, or like, I'm gonna wait 5-10 hours to text you back just because I want to play hard to get, or whatever it might be. Like, there was a definite push of boundaries here, and a recognition of like boundaries, because this feminine energy, like, you don't mess with an energy like that. Like, they're not even on the board, and I can feel how strong this energy is. This feminine energy is strong, and it's beautiful, and it's nurturing, and it's loving. And whoever this energy was, they weren't giving you 100%. Like, they were holding themselves back, they were playing games, the foundation that was built wasn't stable. This person has very fond memories. There's a lot of positive things that they think about when it comes to the connection. If you're dealing with a connection here, they see the 10 of pence, but it's like they kind of played themselves. And in the sense of like, you're just dealing with an energy where it's like they tried to play games because maybe they thought that that was like the thing to do, and they ended up playing games on themselves, and now they're being faced with justice and the tower and the world with the 10 of pence, and they're being faced with this decision where it's like, okay, like, you have to make a choice now. This feminine energy is so loving and so open that I don't even think that like you would be feeling this, because you're just so divinely protected. Like, your energy is so beautiful on the feminine energy end. But with this masculine over here, because this Knight of Cups is over the masculine, that's how I'm perceiving it as I'm reading it. It's like, whoever's in masculine energy, like, I don't know what, there's a lot of conditionings that needed to be released. And I don't even think that this feminine, like, I mean, I feel like there was some, because with the tower being here, obviously both parties felt it, or both people felt it. Sorry, my dog just opened my door. Sorry, I gotta go close it. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Um, he's like lying half in the door. He like pushed it open. But again, like, and I always think that animal interactions are significant during reads, because somebody might be trying to see if the door is open or not still. So thank you for opening the door. I appreciate that. But somebody might be trying to come back around, or just maybe see like if opportunity is still there, or if the door's still open, or if they can still make some type of offer, because you might have walked away from this energy a while ago, especially with the 6 of Cups, because that might be why I don't have a feminine depiction out of these tarot cards yet, because the feminine energy is very present, but they're just not in this field here, which is good, because that tells me that you move forward, and that you separated your energy, and that you're focused on yourself, you're nurturing yourself, you're loving on yourself, which is positive. It's great. So this might be somebody that's coming back around, who there might have been like no communication for a little while, and it was because this person was holding themselves back. It's like they didn't. I don't know. Like, that's interesting, because the feminine, I feel like, is just 100%. Like, you guys are good. You guys are confident, you guys are loving, you guys have abundant energy coming towards you, you guys are guided. You guys went through this transformation. Whoever's in feminine energy, and you would know because you would be solid. Like you'd be like, all right, yeah, I'm good. Like I feel good, got energy, taking care of myself. You're not stressing. You see clear. You might feel like something or somebody's like coming towards you, but I feel like your energy is actually being bubbled. Because I feel like there was like this tower moment, I feel like was with the masculine. And I feel like it's because of like where you are maybe, or like kind of how like they're like, oh shit, now I got to come back around, like I got to figure out if like this door's still open, or if they're even going to talk to me, or if if this person's going to respond. So there could have been something that went down in the past that caused like a break in communication in order for this person to kind of have to go through this to come forward, because there was this tower had to come through and really knock down a foundation of like pettiness. So that tells me that there was something here. There's some sort of like a connection here. So you have to, I would think that you would know this person based on this energy. I would think that it would be somebody that you would know, and it would be somebody who didn't give you 100%. It would be somebody who held themselves back, or who didn't give you all the communication, didn't give you the respect and the energy that you really deserved. And so now it's like here it comes again, because the tower came through and knocked this down. So I don't know if there was like a small conversation that occurred where maybe there was like a boundary put in place, or it's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to entertain that anymore. And then it was like, boom, like this person's like, oh, like kind of putting their own foot in their mouth. That's the way that it's being described to me. I'm not, this is interesting. Where's this leading? Because I can't be too long. I have an appointment coming up. But I still got some time. So you have the Wheel of Fortune. So it's like what goes around comes around, especially with the world here. So there was a completion, there was a closing, there was an ending. But then boom, there's that 10 of Pence. So I don't know if somebody like, I don't know, they have to make this decision though with the 8 of Swords and the 2 of Swords. Like they got to choose to come out of their own energy, because they're holding themselves back, or they were holding themselves back. Could have been connected to the past. But then it's, with Justice being here, this tells me that there's movement forward. And the wheel's here, so it's spinning. So the energy's here, it's shifting, it's turning, it's moving. There had to have been some type of a cycle closure with the world here. So it tells me there could have been some time between the two of you. There might be like coming up on like 10 months or like a year or like even 8 months even. There's some, or it's like there's something significant. Because you would have some sort of a foundation built with this person to like know whether or not you should feed into it. Because this is somebody who you could have like walked away from because you weren't getting what you deserved. And now this person's looking at the 10 of Pence and they're like, shit, how do I get back to that? But with Justice being here, it's like they know, it's almost like they know that something could potentially be another tower moment. But with the 3 of Pence, the Strength card, and the Ace of Wands, somebody has the courage and the strength to pull through with something. And you have the Empress at the bottom of the deck with the Lovers and the 10 of Cups, the Chariot, and the 7 of Wands with the 2 of Cups, the 3 of Cups. I mean, the 3 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, and Judgment. That's interesting. Somebody has the energy, like they, with the Ace of Wands, the 3 of Pence, and Strength here. It's a Leo energy. It's like somebody might pull through with this. Like passion might be what brings them in, or that is like fueling this. Because this is like gasoline on a fire, or like fuel on a fire. And then you have the Lovers. This is a very strong connection with the 10 of Cups here, the Chariot. This is wanting to move forward successfully, wanting to fight for something, wanting to stand up for something. In the past with the 3 of Swords, because the 3 of Swords is always a past situation. Something went down, but then it's like making a judgment call on this connection. So there is a very strong connection here. It's just I don't think that this person was like telling you 100% of like how they felt or showing you 100% of like their truth, because with the politics card peeking out, it's I go back to that false mask. And you might have been dealing with somebody who again wasn't showing you all their cards. They weren't showing you how they felt, they weren't telling you how they felt, they weren't giving you a lot of information, they were back and forth, they were, whatever the case might be. But somebody's going to make a judgment call here, especially with justice and judgment. Like, this is really intense energy. This is like guided. Somebody's going to be like pushed into a decision or like forced into a decision because it comes down to their happiness. It comes down to the Ace of Wands. The Empress is here. There's that feminine energy that I'm telling you, this Empress, like there's a reason why you came out as the Empress, because feminine energies are sitting in really good energy right now. And I feel like this person is coming in as the Knight of Cups. Like they're not even coming in as the Emperor or like a king. Like this person's coming in as the Knight of Cups, which tells me that there might be a little bit of like a confidence thing, or like they might feel like they might get rejected, or like they might have a fear of rejection in a way because of whatever happened in the past. Because with this Three of Swords here, that it's like wanting to fight for something, and they have the strength to fight for something, but they're coming in as a knight. And I feel like the reason why they're coming in as a knight is because there's something that went down in the past where they're like, okay, like I got to come back around at this. And so they have to have the strength to overcome that themselves, to come in as this Knight of Cups to the Empress. And that's like even like an intimidation thing. So like I don't know if like the feminine energy is intimidating to the masculine, and that's why the masculine is so like hot and cold all the time. I don't know why I just said all the time, but I feel like you're dealing with somebody who's just hot and cold all the time. But it's like the feminine energy is actually very intimidating to this person. But they have to make this judgment call with this connection. They want to fight for something. Somebody wants to fight for something. They want to put in the work on it. The Lovers here, it's like it's a very strong connection. This is like a destined encounter situation with somebody. You have the Lovers, the Two of Cups, like the Six of Cups. Like this is like very strong soulmate energy. And with Strength here, it's like having the courage, having the strength with that Ace of Wands, the Ten of Cups, wanting to move forward successfully with the Chariot. And that's quick moving energy. The Ace of Wands is quick moving energy too. So this is fast. This is like coming in very quickly. Somebody's stressed out because they feel left out in the cold, but they have hope that they can be successful. There's been some type of transformation, and there's also been some type of healing that's taken place, especially with the Tower coming out as well. So the person who I feel like you're connecting with, who's a masculine energy, this person has been through a lot in the sense of like Tower moments and like needing to transform their own energy. You could have left this person out in the cold, quote unquote, with the Five of Pentacles, because it's just like you stopped giving to them. You stopped giving your energy to them because you're the Empress and because you know your worth. And I feel like this person recognizes that now, and it kind of stresses them out, rightfully so, because they kind of like really play games. And I know that that's kind of like, in my perception of this energy, this is somebody who wasn't serious. Like they approached it without being serious, or they approached it with intentions of not being serious, and they ended up catching their own foot in a line, or they ended up catching their own foot in a trap, or like this is somebody who maybe just wanted a situation where it's like they can kind of come and go as they please, but they ended up catching feelings. And this person, it sent them through a lot of like their own conditionings, a lot of their own false masks. And so this person had to do a lot of work on themselves with the Eight of Swords in order to overcome their own limiting beliefs, their own past situations. It's like you presented this person with like a mirror and basically said, here you go, look at yourself, because the Empress energy is solid. But whoever is in masculine energy right now is definitely going through a process of transformation. So I don't know if there was like an interaction and you ended up walking away from them, or you set a boundary, or you said something to this person, or did something as like an act of self-love, and it actually created this kind of spiral of events for this person to like recognize that this connection's like in front of them. So however you want to perceive that, this Aries full moon is definitely giving someone a push. It's definitely like a push of energy to really go after what it is that they want to go after. And you can take that on a relationship level, or you can take that in a personal level, like with work and all that good stuff in between. It's this Aries full moon is definitely going to shake some stuff up. And anything that is connected to the past that is restrictive or holding people back from being their authentic selves or from being their true selves is going to be released, and it's going to be worked through. And this creative energy is going to come forward. This nurturing energy is going to come forward. I feel like if you're in feminine energy, I feel like you're 100% solid. Just keep doing what you're doing. Because you're sitting as the Empress. Like, you're literally sitting as the Empress in like both of these cards. Like, this is Empress energy and the Empress. So this is great energy for the feminine. Just, stay focused on self-care and putting yourself first. And as you love yourself and as you take care of yourself, you align with what is meant for you. And sometimes it's new people, sometimes it's people from our past. You never know. That's how the universe works, right? It's always a surprise. So this is one of those situations where if a situation makes itself known and somebody comes back around and this is somebody from your past, use your best judgment, use your discernment, because at the end of the day, like, what you need to do, or if it's a good call or not to invest in something, because as the Empress, you've learned enough lessons that what's worth your time. And so now that you're sitting in that position where what's worth your time, as this comes forward, use your best judgment. If it feels right, it feels right. If not, move forward. And just know that as you move forward and as you keep your alignment high and you keep your frequency high, you're going to align with other people who share that with you. So it's beautiful energy. It really is. It's having the courage, it's having the strength, it's having the drive, it's having the passion, it's having the confidence to go after what is meant for you, what is in alignment with you, regardless of this other connection. Stay what's in alignment with you. Don't settle. Don't, backtrack. Don't be like, well, maybe I should, maybe this, maybe that. No, what's right for you at the end of the day. You don't need you don't need me to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? You don't need anybody to tell you that, because you know the truth in your heart and your soul. You know what's right for you. So if this connection comes back around and then you know. If not, move forward, because you're going to get something else, and you're going to get something that's more in alignment with your frequency. Because this energy is beautiful energy to take action. It's beautiful energy to go after your dreams, to go after those little projects that you've been putting off to the side. This is a beautiful time to really nurture those parts of yourself and to just let everything else fall into place. And so with that, I'm going to leave this read as is, because this was the full moon in Aries read. I do have to get going to an appointment. So I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much for the like, share, subscribe, and comments. I am doing personal reads, so if you are interested in that, please feel free to email me, and we can go from there. I do wish everybody the best during this full moon energy. I just now saw the chat, new moon in Cancer. Hi, how are you? It's so good to see you, Miss Love Life. Hi. Hi, I hope everyone's doing well. There's definitely a lot that I said in the beginning of the read, but it's not. You can go back and watch it. It's good stuff. So definitely a lot of collective energy here, but it's beautiful energy. Just take it with stride. Take care of yourself during this time. definitely look after the people in your life, you know, because this might be a time where people ask you for assistance, or they ask you, you know, for a conversation, or, you know, just, you know, people might just come to you and be like, hey, can I talk to you for a little while? Or, you know, can you sit with me and talk to me about this? And, you know, and it's beautiful because you have the energy to share. And that's a beautiful energy too with this full moon energy. I don't know why I keep saying new moon, but it's a full moon. So, but yeah, so I wish everyone the best, and I will connect with everybody soon. So thank you guys again. I love you guys so much. I'll see you soon.